So we all know that goslings are like little tiny pooping lawnmowers. But just how much grass do they actually eat? Well, in today's video, we're doing an experiment to find out.
Well, what happened here? Where'd everybody go? Oh, shoot. Hey, Toby Dog, I need your help, man. Whoa, hey.
So yeah, I just set up this grass daycare for the goslings. Now you probably know that goslings and geese eat grass. That's the primary staple of their diet. And by the time you have a gosling that's about, I don't know, these guys are about 4.5, almost 5 weeks old, they get to the point where their diet can be about 85% just grass. And so what I'm doing at this stage of the game with raising these goslings is making sure they constantly have fresh grass. But given how quickly they eat that down, it can be tricky. So I'm doing this little experiment to see if they can serve as good lawnmowers. We actually took a part of our farm that's more yard than pasture. We skipped this when it came time to hit it with the mower this past week, and now I'm gonna let them do their thing, and by the end of the video, let's see how much damage they do. My experience so far has been that goslings are nothing but little tiny poop lawnmowers. They cut your grass, they leave it fertilized, and they're also really adorable.
You can see right here, right? This is where they've been the last few days. They started out in a paddock of grass inside there. They decimated that in less than a day. I've had them in various stages around the perimeter of the brooder, and you can see they've munched a lot of it down. They're sort of a little bit more picky, like there's certain grasses they don't love and they don't chew down as much. But those short grasses, you can see it right here, they munch them way down. So that's where the fence was, that's where the fence wasn't. I know it looks kind of like beat down lawn at this point, but if you give that another 2 weeks or so, the brown part will be twice as green as the other part. The amount of fertilizer that the goslings just spread there is incredible, and just will take a couple of rains to wash it in and a little time for the grass to regrow, and it'll bounce way back. Yeah, what do you think of the damage, Toby? They've been doing good work, huh? Yeah. I've been pretty impressed too. We can check back in with the little goslings in a little bit. I'm gonna start by just doing my chores for the morning. Release the Kraken! Would you look at that? Hey Toby. You're like the daggone Easter Bunny. You know that, buddy? I really appreciate what you did there. All right, you can have those for breakfast. Out come the chickens. Top of the morning to you, geese. In about 4 to 6 weeks, my little goslings are gonna grow up to be like that. In not too much time, those goslings are gonna be out here on this pasture, grazing in paddocks on a regular basis, eating down pretty much everything you see back there. It's all part of the system that we're trying to develop for how we raise birds here. You know, we start them off in that brooder, we start to give them slow, early access to outdoor pasture like inside that little paddock. Then we give them a little further out. Then we make a milestone like today where they're grazing separated from their house. And then ultimately, it's gonna be a matter of grazing them out back here. They're gonna live in mobile houses, somewhat like the one that the older geese are living in now. I'm actually working on building yet another chicken tractor to house more geese. And so that will help keep them safe at night from predators. Also, we got this guy here. His job is to patrol the grounds, particularly at night, keeping other things away. And so yeah, that's the basics of our grazing system here. Out of my way, buddy boy. It's like every day they have fresh bedding because I just moved them a little bit. A lot of people raise chickens this way. I think some people must have been doing this with geese before, but I don't know people who are doing a lot of it. This way of raising geese on pasture is a big part of our farm plans here at Goldshot Farm. In terms of the condition of the pond, I guess I owe you guys an update. I'm actually standing in it right now. I mean, as you can see, it's definitely not all that big and not doing all that well. It's really more of a puddle at this point. Look, just even about 3 weeks ago, this was flooding over with water, and now it's pretty bone dry. We've been having a very dry spring overall, and so that hasn't helped. But then, yeah, this water generally sifts right out, so I'm gonna have to line it with some sort of clay substance. I'm working on nailing that plan down right now. But I did want to show you one thing. If you look here, there are signs of wildlife getting engaged. So if you look closely, right, you can see little tadpoles, a whole bunch of them. You come out here in the middle of the night, this thing is hopping with frogs. Look at it. And there are hundreds and hundreds of tadpoles in here right now. Seeing those tadpoles is nice to me because even though it's a failed project from a pond and duck standpoint, it's I think helping the wildlife, and it's creating new life. Hopefully these guys can grow up before this thing dries out. That's the one risk I think that's out there. They're not quite pollywogs yet, I guess. That's the proper scientific term. The other thing you can notice is there's like a lot of different animal tracks, like bird tracks, like right here. I send the ducks and geese through here every so often, so you can see their footprints. The reasons for that is so that they can help me with the mosquito control. I actually don't want them in here right now though because of all the tadpoles that we have. And I'm also even seeing evidence of like a bold deer that came in here to get a drink of water. You can see those tracks in the mud. I mean, you've got the woods right here, and so they probably came right in through there or up through the pasture and swooped down here for a drink of grossness. They also probably got the bejesus scared out of them though, because Toby Dog is right over there. Imagine him barking at that deer in the middle of the night. I know some commenters have been asking about the status of the hazelnuts I planted a couple of videos ago. Yeah, I mean, you can see it. These hazelnuts are coming on pretty well. I'm very happy with how they're looking. And this is the grove. I have been scything it every week or two. That's why the grass is noticeably shorter versus other areas where I need to come in with the brush hog. It only takes me about 20 minutes or so to scythe in here. It's easy, simple, quick, effective, gives me a good cardiovascular workout. What more could you want? I think this method of going a little smaller scale and being focused and taking my time with it is probably more effective than what I've done out here. With the permaculture orchard, I have done Mark Shepard's stun method, which is, I believe, sheer total utter neglect. All right, let's go see how. You hear that? I think that's the start of a baby gosling learning to honk. Yep. It's one of them. I guess it's the big white one, who I think is a male pilgrim goose. He always seems to be the quickest to develop. But I could swear I just heard a honk. All right, let's go see how our lawnmowers are doing. They are munching away, they are relaxed, they are happy. This is exactly how I would want an experiment like this to go right now. And I mean, in terms of progress, you can already see they're starting to make an impact and dent on the areas of grass around their water. They seem to have moved on to another spot over there right now. Yeah, it's just this constant process of chewing down the grass and fertilizing it, making nice, good grazing pasture. They seem really happy. I think it's a wonderful thing when you can have geese just being geese. They can do what they're naturally meant to do. I feel like sometimes I see people keep animals and do things that are more efficient and effective for the keeper, but less than ideal for the animal. To build on an idea from Joel Salatin, I really want to make sure we have maximum gooseness for our geese. What is that? That bird, whatever it is, really terrified these guys. Oh, I see what's going on up there. Do you see that? I see why that bird is terrorized. Careful, Lil. Don't hurt yourself, sweetie. Let it go. Let it go. Lil, were you trying to rob the bird's nest? I think that's what she was doing. You sneaky, sneaky predator, you. How's it going, buddy boy? Did you have a good day today? All ducks go to bed! All ducks go to bed! Yeah, looking out there, that's Ron Swanson and crew. They don't know all ducks go to bed yet. Most of the other ducks, though, seem like they're in bed. Except for Samson and this. Here we go, well behaved. Cayuga duck, what are you doing? What are you doing there, Cayuga duck? Are you sitting on eggs? You are. You got 2 eggs right there. Thank you, I'll take those. Come on, let's go, Cayuga duck. Come on, girl. No broody ducks on my watch. Let's go. Everybody's going to bed. Come on, you 3. I know you're trying to make nests and hold eggs. I can tell what you're doing. And you 5, let's go. Come on, bedtime. Follow the ducks, follow the ducks. All right, the chickens have the right idea. See Dottie, Blanche, Margie all heading to bed. That's good. Come on. Look, Toby, you were probably going to find these eggs at some point. There you go. Yeah, the Parks and Rec gang really has the hang of getting to bed on time, that's for sure. All right, is everybody in for the night? Okay. Good night, ducks. Hey, Toby, I will have you know, I found these 2 eggs out there in the pasture. I know quite a few of you want to see me put trail cameras out in the pasture to catch Toby in his Easter Bunny act. And I do plan on doing that very soon. I actually have the cameras up in the far reaches of the pasture right now, working on a special project. But as soon as that's over, I will try to track the Easter Bunny down. Yeah, that means you, buddy. All right, let's go check on the goslings. To my casual eye, it looks like the goslings really have made a dent in the pasture today. Let me get them back in bed, and then we can come back here and take a look and see how much damage they actually did. Oh, and in case you guys are wondering, what you see me using right here, this is my herding cam. It's actually like a hiking pole with a GoPro attached to the end of it. It serves 2 functions. I like to use a stick to direct the animals, especially when I'm trying to herd them into a specific direction. But it also has this camera on top, so it lets me get those sweet, sweet motion zoomy shots that you guys see a lot of times. guys, come on. This is. All right, so let's see what sort of damage the little goslings did. There were 38 goslings out here today. It was a span of time from about, I don't know, I'd say about 6 o'clock this morning to, I don't know, it's about 8:15 or so right now tonight. You know, all the grass has definitely been mowed down. I mean, there's a couple stray strands here and there, but for the most part, this has been eaten down pretty well. Poop is absolutely everywhere. But yeah, it's pretty impressive to see what 38 goslings can do. They are just little pooping lawnmowers, that's for dang sure. But if you really want to see the comparison, let's pull up some of this fence here, because this is where the rubber meets the road. The grass on the right was the grass that they grazed. The grass on the left was untouched. I mean, you can see the difference. I mean, that's tremendous. Look at that. It's just such a clear distinction between them. You know where that fence line was. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is moving them down there tomorrow and doing this experiment again, because it's a great way to take care of my lawn and fertilize it all at the same time.